What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Welcome to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 10x event that's going to happen this weekend. Of course, we're going to have Void Legendaries, non-Void Legendaries, all that good stuff. The chances to summon that specific champion that is on the 10x is absolutely minimal, astronomical. So keep that in consideration when you're going to summon champions. The chances are still staying the same, super low. So honestly, you gotta get extremely lucky to manage to pull one of the 10x champions. This time around, it's all about nukers. And leaving that a bit on the side, I might sound that I'm still ill. I still have a cold, but I'm feeling much better than I was feeling yesterday or the day before. My voice is still not there just yet, but I'm definitely feeling alive again, which is, my god, what a difference. Starting with the Void Legendary champion that we have, guys. I've actually done a video on Chosen's channel the other day, guys, talking about the best Void nukers, where we kind of like ranked them up a bit. But everything was made by the community because it was a massive poll, right? So we're going to start with the Void Legendary that we're going to have for this 10x, guys. And that is no one else but Leorius the Proud. So this Friday, January 6th, they're planning to launch the 10x event. You know, it goes for the duration of the entire weekend. I would like to get my Leorius to +4, but I'm not going to summon for this. I'm 185 voids in the Mercy, if I'm not mistaken. And even though Leorius is so powerful, he's just not the GOAT anymore. So because of it, I'm not gonna try to get him, you know. He's all around probably the best nuker for progression and all this. Even for Platinum Arena, he's still very solid, but not as powerful as Baron or Georgie. But all around Leorius, with everything that he brings, guys, is just a massive nuker for everyone's account, you know, especially if you're not pushing for the very high-end competitive arena. Because he's immune to crowd control debuffs, he has the unkillable buff from the passive, 2 AoE attacks, True Fear, Weaken, Defense Down. All around, he's such a beast of a champion. The passive that brings in more damage as well. He's very powerful as a champion, and yeah, if you are trying to get him because you don't have him, I wish you luck. He's a strong champion for sure. This is my build: Savage and Cruel, Masteries. I have offense and defense 3 on him. Helm Smasher as tier 6. We have a bit of counter attack on the defense 3. Moving over to the next champion that we're gonna have on. This is actually one of my most favorite nukers in the game right now, and it's no one else but Haprak. I tried so many different 10x's to pull the champion, and I actually managed to get him on the last 10x. I have him built on a stone skin and a crit damage set. He has this very unique passive. He has very good base stats as well. Like, I have some nutty stats on him, and he's not even empowered. Getting this champion to +4, I would be scared to look at his total stats, honestly. Check this out. 8,000 attack, almost 8.1k attack, and he's not even empowered, guys. That's very nasty. 300 crit damage, and he's on stone skin. Basically, with the A1, places an extra hit if the attack is critical. This skill right here is probably one of the hardest hitting skills for a normal nuker, not an enemy max HP nuker like Seer or stuff like that. He deals insane damage with his skill. And then we have this skill where he buffs with increased attack, increased crit rate, grants the extra turn. And we have the passive. So the reason why I have him built on stone skin is because I'm baiting people, right? So I'm using him with either some pleb champions that are level 1, not ascended or anything like that, and another strong champion. And people attack me, they kill my pleb champions, right? And then he gets to activate the passive and one-shot the enemy team. It's actually a lot of fun, but you need to have stone skin for that to work, or have an accurate to protect him, to kind of like keep him alive. But it's honestly very nice to do it. I like it. And I'm using that as well in offense quite a lot of times, where I gotta do quests for like beat a team with a team from a single faction or stuff like that. I just go in with Haprak, and I go with a couple of rare champions from the demon spawns, and bang, get that done. Helm Smasher as tier 6. I do have the Blade Disciple instead of the crit rate, just because if not I was gonna get a bit of an overkill. So there we go, Haprak. The next champion that we have on is Tranda. Now, I know quite a few people still looking to get a Tranda. I gotta put it out there. I haven't used Tranda for a PvP in probably 3 to 6 months at least. She's still very powerful. She hits very hard, but she's not as powerful in the current meta. She is an absolute beast against Hydra. Okay, so if you don't have a Tranda, definitely still a strong champion. Like I cannot flame her, you know, but she's still rocking her job well. She's just not meta for arena at the moment, but you never know. She might become in the future. Who knows? Now, with A1, she attacks one enemy 2 times. She has a chance to stun. What makes her so powerful for Hydra is this skill right here. Attacks one enemy, then attacks all other enemies with a second hit, dealing 60% of the damage inflicted from the first hit. Now this, it works a bit differently than is actually described in the text, but it deals so much damage on the Hydra clan boss, guys. Like, if you're hitting this, using this skill to hit a decapitated head in Hydra, the damage is just going up to millions, okay? It's just crazy. And this right here is a very powerful skill as well. Double hit, deals tons and tons of damage, attacks all enemies. It has a chance to place a stun, so you don't really want to build her with accuracy for PvP. Only if you're deciding to do PvE content, like Spider Dungeon or anything like that with her. If you need it for progression, of course. And we have an attack aura for all battles. The next champion that we have on the list is no one else but Foley. I gotta say, I'm only using this champion in Faction Wars. Out of most of the nukers, he really downtrended a lot because he doesn't bring that much to the fight anymore, you know. He doesn't hit as hard as any of the champions that I just named before. And yeah, I wouldn't try to pull this champion on a 10x, you know. Basically, a quadruple hit right here with the defense down, a quadruple hit with a chance to land leech, and this one is an AoE attack. Enemy skill by this skill cannot be revived. In arena, it's definitely not as powerful unless you're doing bronze, silver arena, moving slowly towards the lower tiers of gold. It could potentially help you in tag team arena if you don't have better nukers, but at the same time, I feel like there are plenty of other epic champions or stuff like that could potentially fit his role in terms of damage, you know, and bring in multiple AoE attacks instead or stuff like that. Still an interesting champion because of this passive too, which gives him Thermeter whenever a stun, freeze, or sleep provoke is placed on the champion. That gets removed as well, so it allows him to kind of like jump in front a bit of the enemy and deal some damage. The next champions that we have on the list, guys, these are actually epics, and I don't really have every single one of them built, but I'm gonna start with Skullcrown. I would most probably prefer to use Skullcrown over Foley in arena, honestly. Being Void Affinity, having the passive that she has, pretty similar multipliers, and double AoE attack. So I definitely prefer Skullcrown over Foley. I have her built on a stun set. Like this, she works in Faction Wars, works in Doom Tower Waves, everywhere else where I need to use her. I don't really use her for arena, so for arena you might want to get Savage set on her, you know. Skills, AoE attack on the A1, where placing an extra hit if the target has more than 50% HP, and AoE attack right here with a chance to land Weaken, Unkillable from the passive when her HP drops below 20, and revives the champion when Sinesha is on the same team. Plus, we have a speed aura for arena battles, 23%, pretty nice. The next champion that we have on is no one else but Magnar. Seems like I don't have him built at the moment. I think I moved the gear from him to somebody else, but I can't remember who. He is the second best HP nuker in the game now. We have Taras, which is the #1 GOAT. This one right here hits super hard, double AoE hit. This one is decent. This one is decent as well. He's a very solid champion, honestly, Magnar. So if you don't have one, you could definitely try to cash in on one of them. Then we have a 10x on Sinesha as well, guys. Skullcrown Sister. She hits very hard for a support champion with the A1. AoE attack, places an extra hit on enemies with less than 50% HP. Attacks one enemy, puts the target skills on cooldown, if you decide to give her accuracy, of course, and gives a bit of heal, and equalizes the HP of all allies. This is pretty good as well because she offers a bit of support for Faction Wars. Sinesha and Skullcrown, they will bring in a lot of damage, good healing, a lot of crowd control if you build them both on stun sets. And we have the last champion, which is Tylesia. I still haven't used the champion to test her for damage, honestly. I feel like a lot of people are really overvaluing Tylesia. One day I will try her out and then I'll see if I'll agree with the rest of the people or no. Attacks all enemies, increases the duration of all debuffs on all enemies by 1 turn. And attacks all enemies, places a defense down for 2 turns. Now, most people are using her for the defense down on Faction Wars. That's kind of like why they are valuing her so much. And when attacking enemies under defense down, she has a chance to place a hex for them on 2 turns. These are the champions that we're going to have on this 10x, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you tempted by any of them? And how I mentioned, remember, the 10x chances are super, super low. That was all for this video. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching. And I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.